One Les Paul to reign supreme, to rule them all and drag them all into the darkness. I don't know, but it's a pretty cool guitar. We're going to take a look at it, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our Spring Store link below for custom swag. And check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. And send us food. We like to eat.
I thought that Gibson was doing a collaboration with infamous streetwear brand Supreme. And it was just going to have a Supreme logo right there.
Thank goodness.
I was
not this time.
Very pleasantly surprised, because that sounds like something they do.
Did you notice I said no? I didn't say no. I said not this time.
Not this time, yeah.
Not this time around. That'll be the Supreme.
Yeah, and that would be $20,000.
It would be. But no, thankfully, today it's the one we actually want to see, which is just the Gibson Les Paul Supreme. Now, yeah, this isn't news. This didn't come out at NAMM. This actually came out last year. But we finally got one.
We finally got it, and it's cool.
It is cool. It's a very beautiful guitar, and we get to tell you all about it and why it's Supreme, at least in the Modern Collection anyway.
Modern Collection Supreme. Modern Collection will be the guitars that are not in the original collection, which are your standard 50s, standard 60s, and then you got, you know, a certain track from there that takes you to R8s and R9s and ROs and all that stuff. But this is, I guess, this would be kind of the new top of the line for the Modern Collection.
Top of the line for the Modern Collection, and something that is not in the Custom Shop, because there are parts of this guitar that really remind me of things like the Bengal Burst that we've shown on this channel before and that we still have back orders for, because those are very cool guitars. But yeah, this is kind of like a Les Paul Custom in a lot of the ways that they've gone about doing this, with the binding and the headstock being bound and everything. Yeah. And a lot of the features. So start with the top, because that's amazing. It's a beautiful top.
Kind of chevron-esque, you know, really nice. This is the transparent ebony. They also come in wine red and fireburst. I like the ebony because, like you said, it's kind of reminiscent of the custom a little bit, with the gold hardware, gold pickup covers. It's a sharp look. I like the look of the other ones too. We haven't gotten those ones in yet. We do have them on order.
Yeah. But all these tops are upgraded.
Yeah.
So you're going to, if it's a Supreme, it's really going to have a markedly flamed top compared to anything that you would see in the typical original collection or the Modern Collection, or really anything outside of the Custom Shop. These are going to have really nice tops on them.
Yeah. Awesome tops. So these are Burstbucker Pros, I believe. And a whole range of options that you got here, which again, kind of harkens towards that, get those out of there. Kind of a little bit like the Les Paul Access vibe.
Or the Modern.
You know, yeah, but you've also got that, which is cool. But yeah, so switching wise, spoiler alert for the demo, I've tried my best to get every single sound out of this thing that is possible to get. You will see me messing around all over the place with these, but as a quick run through, you got two humbuckers here. If you pull the neck tone knob, volume knob, I'm already getting mixed up. If you pull the volume knob for the neck pickup, it splits that coil.
There you go.
If you do the same thing with the bridge pickup, it splits that coil.
See, those are easy to remember.
So you can go both split, neither split, one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and the one or the other works in the middle position.
Yeah. So if you're in the middle position, you can, like I kind of liked it today. I split the neck, so you got single coil coming from there, but then you still got kind of a thickness on the higher end. So it was an interesting sound to me. I liked that. Over here, when in the middle position, you got phase switch.
Out of phase, yeah.
Yeah. So if it's down, you're in phase. If you pull it, you get the quack.
You're Peter Green all of a sudden.
Also, kind of a cool sound when you got both coils split. Then you get this kind of weird, still sort of thick, but out of phase. It's a nice sound. And then over here, bypass switch that just rocks it out, bridge pickup, get rid of all that stuff, and you just at least have kind of a, you know, teleport to always going to sound pretty good rock and roll switch.
You know what's great about this is, so there's a lot of guys, myself sometimes included, that they'll set up their Les Paul in a certain way where you've got more gain, you've got your volume knob turned up more on the bridge pickup, and then turned down on the neck pickup, and so by switching between them, you're basically increasing the gain, and it's perfect for lead tone. But you can also set up in such a way where you've got like a nice blend between the two pickups when you're in the middle position. The only problem with that is you kind of have to remember where it is.
Yeah.
But with this, you can just leave it as is, bypass it, and there's your lead tone.
There's rock and roll.
Which is great.
Which, speaking of what Chris said, always think about contouring your volume. You can hear at the start of the demo in just a second, I did have volume down a little bit, so you can hear it's a really nice clean tone, not muddy at all, which sometimes I feel like, especially neck pickup on a Les Paul at a lower volume, it doesn't cut through that much. It's got a great, rolled back kind of sound, but then obviously crank it up, it's got some nice breakup. Moving on though.
So moving on to the fretboard, it's ebony. So
ebony.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. And it's got these cool inlays that are basically split
block kind of look.
Split block inlays. And they've done Supremes in the past. These are a new take, and that is a new inlay that legend would have it came out of the archives. So that's actually something we've seen Gibson doing. I don't know if it's something that specifically Caesar's saying like, let's go check out some cool old stuff and bring it back. But yeah, that's an inlay that was kind of lost in the archives, and I don't think prior to this guitar has ever been used. I think it's a cool looking inlay.
It does look good. It, like you said, kind of gives you a similar vibe to the custom.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit different.
And also with the way that the headstock and the body is bound, again, more kind of like a custom. And then, of course, all the gold hardware, and in this case, locking tuners.
Locking Grovers.
Which I'm a fan of. I had a ES339. I put locking tuners on. It's easy for string changes and helps with tuning. So, of course, you've got the access bevel there.
Yeah.
So it's easier to get to the higher access frets.
And a light guitar.
And it's light because it is part of the modern collection, so it has modern weight relief in it. It's versatile. It's beautiful. What more do you want?
It rocks. Very comfortable neck. This thing set up straight out of the box, pretty perfect. So rock and rolls. All right. So you will see me switching around. I think if you kind of know what to expect, you'll hear, because it's drastic changes. Like it's not all these things, they all kind of sound similar. I do think that there's pretty obvious change, but if I remember correctly, we're starting off on the neck, and then I'll split it, and then we'll move to the middle where you got one split, one not split, and then we'll split the next one, push the other one back, and then kind of move from there. Both in phase, both out of phase, split in phase, split out of phase, and bypass. You'll get a taste of everything, but the idea is just to show you how many sounds you can get out of this thing. It's a lot, but they all sound pretty good, and it's a fun guitar to play on. So let's check it out.
Okay, so there you have it. All of the extremely versatile sounds of Cooper Greenberg and the versatile sounds of the Gibson Les Paul Supreme. Very cool options. Did we count how many different sounds you can get? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, and then
It's not worth doing
4.
on camera.
Okay, it's a lot.
I'm gonna
like
let's
15.
just say let's say like yeah, that works. And
3,700.
but the thing is, you start contouring tone and volume. It's endless.
It's a different one at 6 than it is at 4. Yeah, it's a fantastic guitar. Wine red, transparent ebony, fire burst, all really look cool because of the the quality of the tops that are on these. So who's it for?
I think this is for someone who plays in a band that they would like to have one guitar that is very, very pretty, very high end, and can get a lot of different sounds out of. It is also for a wealthy person, and it is also for someone who loves to rock.
So it's one guitar to rule them all, to
Yeah.
find them all, to
And-
bind them all, and drag them into the dark.
I do think on our channel, we talk a lot about old school stuff with Gibson because that's what we personally really like, but it's also that informs then what we get, and we always get really cool 1959s and vintage stuff. I really like this guitar, and I like the access, I like the modern. It's just for a totally different kind of person, and I think the pickups on here will handle gain very, very well. You can play hard rock, metal, awesome high gain stuff on this guitar all day long. It cleans up really nice too.
does, yeah.
I mean, it's like, so the look is definitely a modern rockin' look, but it can do anything. I mean, jazz tones and rock tones, country, whatever you want to do. It's very nice.
So I think it's a fantastic guitar. Like you said, I tend to prefer the vintage stuff, but I really like this too. And I'm a big proponent of Gibson having these different strands in their lineup so that if you want traditional stuff, you can have traditional stuff. And if you're cool with modern 21st century stuff, they can really execute on it. I think they have in this case.
Yeah, and I think like it's almost a player type thing because there are people. I mean, this captured the hearts of some of the guys on the sales floor over here. One in particular, David, who you might see on the channel doing some cool used stuff. He likes it because he wants to bring one guitar to a gig. He loves the way it looks, but then with the splits and all that, I mean, it's just it's versatile. So it's not just a look thing; it's internally
You can play any top
as well.
40 hit. You could play any like old school.
You can play any bottom 40 hit. You do it all. Yeah.
We need to do a podcast discussion
Bottom
of the
40.
bottom 40 hits of each year. That'd be great. Anyways, if you want more information about this guitar, we have a PSA. So you can go to our website, which is alamomusic.com.
Yes.
And you can look at all the specs and you can check out our awesome photography for this guitar. But you can't buy this guitar on our website because of reasons.
Yeah, Gibson's still living in 1959 over here.
Even though this is a 21st century guitar.
I will say, with that, yes, it would be nice if you could go online, you hit add to cart and buy or whatever, because as of right now, this is the only one we have. So if you see it on the website, that's the one you're getting. However, I do think for a guitar this nice, it's worth it if you want to talk to one of us, if you want to talk to somebody else, get some up-close photos, interact, because we might not be your local shop, but we are the country's local shop.
Yeah.
So we can help kind of walk you through it, give you some more sound samples, some more photos, and then we can help you buy it because you should feel real good about what you're going to get.
And with that in mind, you can give us a call or come in, but you can also chat on the website. So if you pull up anything that's Gibson on the website, it'll kind of have an explanation, sort of the situation that we have to deal with when it comes to Gibson. But you can just start chatting with us and we can facilitate everything there and just jump through a bunch of hoops to get you the guitar that you want. That's how much we care.
But we'll jump through the hoops. You don't have to jump through any
No,
hoops.
we're jumping.
We jump.
Yep. Jump.
Everybody jump for the Supreme and then put on
Mac
your
Dad will
Supreme
make
gear. Yeah.
jump. Crisscross will make you. Okay, I'm dating myself. Anyway,
Chris McKee will make you jump. All right.
So if you like this, or if you want one of the other finishes which we have coming in, we can also set that aside for you as well. So that's all of the information that you need to know. If you're new to the channel, what should they do?
You're going to subscribe and turn on your notifications because it's not just, let's just say there's the Supreme line is not ending with the Les Pauls. There's going to be other cool stuff and new models this year across the board.
Do you mean we're doing a collaboration with Supreme?
Yeah. It's going to be a white t-shirt that says Supreme, and it's going to be
$150?
more than this guitar.
That's what all the kids are into nowadays. Did you tell them to subscribe?
You're going to want to subscribe and turn your notifications on so you know what's coming when it comes out, because ideally we're getting it not 6 months late. We'll get it when it comes out so we can show it to you.
And then they can also...
You're going to like the videos because then it shows YouTube that we're liked and we have a compulsive need to be liked for validation. Yeah.
The unpopular kids in high school.
I killed it in high school. But I peaked there, so...
Anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.